this session we will learn problems on miscellaneous exercise. As we are doing relations and functions, in this chapter we have only two exercises, exercise 2.1 and 2.2. So as per previous lecture we have completed those two exercises. So now we will learn problems on miscellaneous exercise. Let us start without late. Example number 18. Let R be the set of real numbers. As we know, we will represent with capital R. Define the real function f from R tends to R by f of x equal to x plus 10. F of x equal to x plus 10 and sketch the graph of this function. See, they have given one function f from R tends to R is a real function. What do you mean by real function? Real function means both. What is real function? Both domain and range. Both should be subset or equal to real numbers. So then we will call that function as real function. Given f from R tends to R by f of x equal to x plus 10. They have given one function. We need to draw graph of this function. See, what we have learned in 10th and 9th and 8th, I don't know. But now onwards, drawing graph by using given function is very important. So in class 11 and also in class 12, as nothing but first PU and second PU, you are going to draw n number of graphs. How many? N number of graphs. See, every function you need to identify and you need to understand how to draw graph. So based on that graph, we can solve so many problems without solving actual procedure. By understanding the graph, we can solve. So drawing the graph from the given function is very much important. So first I will write given f from R tends to R by f of x equal to what? F of x equal to x plus 10. See, drawing graph from this chapter you will get on 5 marks question, as already I told. So based on constant function, identity function, polynomial function and a modulus function, signum function, and it may be step function or greatest integer function. And we have so many functions like this, like linear functions we have. So those won't come for 5 marks. What I said previous 7 graphs, based on that it will come. But we have so many number of functions like linear function, trigonometric function, inverse trigonometric function, rational function, right? So those graphs are also important. F of x equal to x plus 10. How to draw graph? How to draw graph? To draw any graph, we need x values, right? First of all, we need x values. Why? Because f of x equal to x plus 10 is nothing but y equal to x plus 10 only. Y equal to x plus 10 only. So that means if we know x values, what are x values? X values are nothing but domain values, na? X values are nothing but domain values. What we will get? Y value, that is nothing but range. What is domain according to the given f of x equal to x plus 10? If you observe that f of x equal to x plus 10, in this function, can we substitute any real number? Yes, you can substitute negative, you can substitute 0, you can substitute positive. So domain will become real numbers. After substituting domain, for example, if you substitute minus 5 plus 10, 5, positive you will get. If you substitute minus 100 plus 10, minus 90, positive you will get, negative you will get. If you substitute minus 10 plus 10, 0. So you will get positive, you will get negative, you will get 0 also. So range is also real numbers. Now when it comes to graphs, how to draw a graph? We need to substitute domain values, right? For example, so this is 0 and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so on, like minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. See, scale I will consider, see, scale I will consider on x-axis 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit I will take, but on y-axis 1 centimeter is equal to 5 units I will take. As per my wish I can take. So this is 5, this is 10, this is 15, this is minus 5, minus 10, minus 15. So let us substitute x values. If I consider f of minus 2, f of minus 2 substitute minus 2 plus 10, nothing but 8. F of 2 means it should be 8, right? F of minus 1 you take, f of minus 1. If it is f of minus 1 plus 10, nothing but 9. So minus 1 means it is equal to 9. F of 0. F of 0 means 0 plus 10 is nothing but 10. For 0 it is 10. Next. F of 1. F of 1. For f of 1 it is 1 plus 10 nothing but 11. So for 1 it is 11, like that. So if we join all those, here somewhere in this minus 10, somewhere around the region minus 10, f of minus 10 is what? F of minus 10 is equal to minus 10 plus 10 nothing but 0. So it will touch us here, right? So the graph may be like this. If you observe, this is a straight line, right? So this graph, this line name is nothing but y equal to x plus 10. This line name is y equal to x plus 10. If you observe this y equal to x plus 10, it is in the form of linear function. It is in the form of linear function. See, up to now we have learned identity and constant, polynomial, like that. What do you mean by linear function? Right, see, the function f from r tends to r, defined by y equal to mx plus c, where x belongs to r, and m and c, and m comma c or any constants, So this type of function we will consider as linear function. Make a note of it. The function f from r tends to r defined by f of x equal to mx plus c. This type of form where x belongs to any real number and m and c are any constant. This type of function we will consider as linear function. See, based on that linear function also, we will do some of the problems that may ask for 1 mark or 2 marks. So pause the video and note it down. Next question, guys. Example number 19. So which is very important, but clearly I will tell, this question is not important for your first PC, but this question is definitely will be very useful in your second PC. So based on this concept, what we will do now, based on this concept you are getting 3 marks question in your second PC, but this is the basic concept. Why? Because this relations and functions concept, also this continuation of this chapter will be there in second year also by same name, relations and functions. So before that we will learn this. Let R be a relation from Q to Q defined by capital R is equal to order pair A comma B. How we will read this I will tell. Capital R is equal to order pair A comma B such that A comma B belongs to Q and A minus B belongs to Z, right? From that, show that A comma A belongs to R for all A belongs to Q. A comma B belongs to R implies B comma A belongs to R. A comma B belongs to R and B comma C belongs to R implies that A comma C belongs to R. So while solving you will understand very easily what is that belongs to R, A comma B, B comma A. So without confusion you listen. See. First of all, by using that relation, what is the given relation? Given capital R is equal to order pair A comma B such that A comma B belongs to Q. A comma B belongs to Q, where A minus B belongs to Z. Right? You know now what is Q, what is Z. Right? Z is an integer, R is a real number, like that. That means what they are telling, first one, by using the relation, if order pair is A comma B, where AB belongs to any Q you can take, such that if you do A minus B, after taking any A comma B which belongs to Q values, A minus B should be belongs to Z, like that you need to take. By using this condition, if you take A comma A, if you take any number A comma A, for all A belongs to Q, this relation will satisfy or not, they are asking. So now, instead of, see, A comma A belongs to R for all A belongs to Q. It is true. It is true. Why? Because see, whenever it is true, directly that sentence we can write. Whenever it is true, directly we can write. If it is not, if it is false, we need to give example. See, whenever we will get this type of questions, whenever it is true, we can write directly, right? But whenever it is false, we need to give example. See, but for this all, I will give examples for your understanding. But in examination, no need to give. For example, I will take 1, 1. I will take 1, 1. See, which belongs to this relation. So both 1, 1, both belongs to Q only, na? Right? If you do 1 minus 1, nothing but A minus B condition. 1 minus 1 is what? 0. 0 belongs to Z or not? 0 belongs to Z. So that means 1, 1 belongs to that relation or not? Simply, if you take 1, 1, where both belongs to Q, if you do 1 minus 1, that belongs to Z or not? That means this condition satisfied or not? If this condition satisfies, means that order pair is belongs to this relation. That only this one. Next, if we take A comma B belongs to R, implies B comma A also belongs to R. Yes, if A comma B belongs to R, implies, this implies ka symbol, this one, implies ka symbol, this is, if A comma B belongs to R, implies B comma A also belongs to R. B comma A also belongs to R. For example, if you take 1, 2, guys, if you take 1, 2, this 1, 2 both belongs to Q or not? If you do 1 minus 2, what is 1 minus 2? Minus 1. Minus 1 belongs to Z or not? Minus 1 belongs to Z. So like that we need to take first one. See, for this we need to take any same number we need to take for second and third. For second condition, A comma B we need to take. A comma B we need to take that A comma B should satisfy the condition. Like that only first we need to take A comma B. After taking A comma B, B comma A will satisfy or not, they are asking. Did you understand? First A comma B we only should take which satisfies that relation. After taking that order pair, B comma A, that means ulta of A comma B will satisfy relation or not, they are asking. For example, after taking 1, 2, it's satisfying now. After taking 1, 2, is 2, 1 is satisfying or not? So what is 2 minus 1? 2 minus 1 is 1. 1 is belongs to Z or not? Nothing but integers. So it is also true. Right? Next, third one. If A comma B belongs to A, comma B comma C belongs to A, implies A comma C also belongs to A. For second condition, we need to take A comma B. But for third condition, we need to take A comma B and also B comma C also should be belongs to R. Those two we need to take. After that, if we take A, B, B, C, we should get A comma C should be belongs to R. Tell me, true or not? It will satisfy or not? Like A comma B you take, for example, 1, 2 you take. Nothing but 1 minus 2 is what? Minus 1. Minus 1 belongs to Z. So we can take 1, 2. Next, continuation of 2. A comma B, B comma C now. So 2, 3 you take. Any numbers you can take. So 2, 3, which is continuation of this now. Take 2, 3. What is 2 minus 3? Which is minus 1. Minus 1 belongs to Z. So this also will satisfy. This also will satisfy. So those two we can take instead of A comma B and B comma C. After taking 1, 2 and 2, 3, 1, 3 will satisfy or not? If you take 1, 3, what is 1, 3? 1 minus 3 is nothing but minus 2. Minus 2 also belongs to Z now according to this condition. Therefore, if you take A comma B belongs to R, B comma C belongs to R, A comma C also belongs to R. So this is a very important types of relation. Regularly we will do in class 12. From these three, first type of relation is called reflexive relation. Remember, you won't get these words in your first year textbook, but these are very important. A comma A belongs to R. For all A belongs to Q is nothing but reflexive relation. Reflexive relation. Did you understand why reflexive? A means A. 1 means 1, 2 means 2, 3 means 3. Like those type of order pairs. So those type of relations we consider as reflexive relation. Remember. Next, A comma B belongs to R implies B comma A belongs to R. A comma B implies B comma A also belongs to R. This type of relation we will consider as symmetric relation. Is called symmetric relation. That means in any relation, if those two satisfies, then we will consider that relation as symmetric relation. Next, AB belongs to R and BC belongs to R implies A comma C belongs to R. This type of relation we will consider as transitive relation. Is called transitive relation. Right? One best example I will give. Capital R is equal to, if it is 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, 3 comma 3 and 1 comma 2 and 2 comma 1. Can anyone tell me which type of relation it is? Is it reflexive relation? Reflexive relation means same number should be there compulsory. For example, if set A is equal to 1, 2, 3. Remember guys, very important concept. If set A equal to 1, 2, 3, relation from A tends to A is there. Relation from A tends to A is there. If relation from A tends to A, what is A? 1, 2, 3. For to satisfy reflexive relation, 1, 2, 3 is there means 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3 should be there. Is it there? Yes. After presence of 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, after that whatever it may be, it won't care. If it is 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3 is there, then it will satisfy first relation. What is that? Reflexive relation. Did you understand? Yes. To satisfy second relation means what? A comma B is there means reverse, ulta. B comma A should be there, compulsory. Otherwise, it is not a reflexive relation. If any A comma B point is there, compulsory B comma A should be there. Let us check. 1 comma 1 is there. What is reverse of this 1 comma 1? 1 comma 1, same. Yes. 2 comma 2 reverse, 2 comma 2. 3 comma 3 reverse, 3 comma 3. No problem with these first three elements. Next, 1 comma 2. What is the reverse of 1 comma 2? 2 comma 1. Is there or no? It's there. Next, 2 comma 1 reverse, 1 comma 2. It's there. Next, is there any further elements in this relation? No. So up to now, these elements will satisfying that symmetric relation or not? Yes. Therefore, this relation satisfying reflexive relation as well as symmetric relation also. Right? Next, transitive relation. A comma B belongs to R, B comma C should be belongs to R, implies that A comma C should be belongs to R. Did you understand? For example, 1, 4 belongs to R, continuation 4, 5 belongs to R. If this continuation 4, 5 belongs to R, then what it should have? It should have 1 comma 5 also should be belongs to R compulsorily. Otherwise, it's not transitive relation. Let us check. For a transitive relation, we need to check each and every element. Right? First we will take 1 comma 1. 1 comma 1. What is second element? 1. With 1, is there any element starting? Let us check. Here, 1 comma 2. So 1 comma 1, 1 comma 2. Like A comma B, continuation B comma C. Then what it should have? A comma C. So 1 comma 1, 1 comma 2. So it should have 1 comma 2. Is there 1 comma 2? Yes, here only. Right? Next, 2 comma 2. Is there any element starting with 2? Yes, 2 comma 2, 2 comma 1. Then what it should have? 2 comma 1. So that is that element only. Okay. Next, with 3 comma 3. By using 3 comma 3, is there any element with starting 3 from starting you do? You see? No. If any continuation is there means we need to check for third element. Right? For this first element, continuation is there means we need to check for third element. If continuation is not there with 3, so no need. So this point is also will satisfies. Next, 1 comma 2. With 1 comma 2, 2 starting any elements? 2 comma 2. So 1 comma 2, 2 comma 2. 1 comma 2. That is there. Next, 1 comma 2, 2 comma 1. So then it should have what? 1 comma 1. That 1 comma 1 is there or not? Yes. So it is satisfying every point. Nothing but it's satisfying transitive relation also. It's satisfying reflexive, symmetric and transfer relation. What this relation? When if r from a tends to a. So, and another condition, very important one, whenever a relation satisfies reflexive, symmetric and transitive, that type of relation we will consider as equivalence relation. What is equivalence relation? Simple. If a relation satisfies reflexive, symmetric and transitive, the type of relation we will consider as equivalence relation. If they ask example, easily you can write, let A equal to 1, 2, 3 and relation exists from A to A, where R is equal to 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. You can use this simple example for equivalence relation. Very important concept, guys. Keep in your mind. Pause the video and note it down. Example number 20. So this question you can put star marks for this. Why? Because in my observance, this question they asked for continuously 2 years for 2 marks. Very important question. Let f is equal to 1, 1, 2, 3, 0, minus 1, minus 1, minus 3. So this is a function. Be a linear function. As f is nothing but function. This is a function given. Be a linear function from z to z. Z into z. Right? Nothing but f from z to z. Find f of x. What is f of x? F of x is nothing but a function. We need to find by using the given order pairs. First of all, is it a function or not? You check before simply solving. Function means what? Every element of set A should have one and only one image in set B. So first elements I will write 1, 2, 0, minus 1. So first element. Next second elements 1, 3, minus 1, minus 3. So let us map. So 1, 1, 2, 3, 0, minus 1, minus 1, minus 3. So is it a function? Yes, absolutely. Why? Because every element of set A as having one and only one image. So it is a function, right? So one doubt cleared. Next we need to find the function. What is that function? How to find a function? As they said, it be a linear function. So previously we have discussed the linear function skeleton. Nothing but the formula or nothing but the function we have defined. What is that? Y equal to mx plus c is a linear function where m and c are any constant, x belongs to R. See. Let f of x equal to mx plus c be a linear function. So you can write mx plus c, or you can write ax plus b, you can write px plus q, which is equal to, so these are all linear function skeletons, right? So if f of x equal to this be a linear function, we need to find f of x by using this. What is that? F is equal to 1, 1, 2, 3, 0, minus 1, minus 1, minus 3. As we know that first elements, what are first elements? Set of all first elements is what? Domain or range? Domain. Domain is nothing but x values, right? So we will consider y equal to mx plus c. From this, by 1, 1, nothing but this is x value, this is y value now. This first element belongs to x value, second element belongs to y value now. So I will substitute in this. By 1, 1 in equation 1. Substitute 1, 1 in equation 1. What we will get? What is y value? 1, which is equal to m into what is x value? 1 plus c, which is nothing but m plus c is equal to 1 we got, which I will consider as equation 2. Next step. By using 0, minus 1, substitute 0, minus 1 in equation 1. So you can take 1, 1, 2, any 2 points you take, you will get 2 equations. If you simplify those 2 equations, you will get m and c value. If you substitute m and c value in the given form, nothing but linear function, Substitute m and c value, you will get a function. See, I will consider 0 comma y minus 1. Why, sir, why not you take 2 comma 3? If you take 2 comma 3, again m plus c, in this type we will get, we need to simplify. But if you take 0 comma minus 1, nothing but x will become 0. Directly we will get c value. See, I will substitute this. Y equal to mx plus c. What is y value? Minus 1 equal to m into, what is x value? 0 plus c. M into 0 is nothing but 0. Nothing but c equal to how much? Minus 1. Directly we got now. Right? So that c equal to minus 1 you substitute in equation 2. Substitute c equal to minus 1 in equation 2. We get m minus 1. M plus c now, c is nothing but minus 1. M minus 1 equal to 1. Nothing but m equal to 2. So we got c value minus 1, m value 2. Therefore, the required equation y equal to mx plus c is y equal to 2x minus 1. Y equal to what? 2x minus 1 is the original function which gives these values. Let us observe. X equal to 1 you take. X equal to 1. 2 into 1, 2. 2 minus 1, 1. Next, 2 you take. 2 2's 4. 4 minus 1, 3. So this is the required function. Pause the video and note it down. Last problems for this today's session. Example number 21 and 22. So many times this type of question you have already sir. Find the domain of the function f of x equal to x square plus 3x plus 5 by x square minus 5x plus 4. If you did not see the previous classes, you cannot tell the domain of this function, which looks very complicated, right? So quadratic equation in numerator and again quadratic equation in denominator, how to find domain. So actually what is the domain? But if you see the previous classes of mine, easily you can tell this is in the form of p by q, right? Which is in the form of p by q. P by q means what? Q not equal to 0. If at that point it is equal to 0, so except those points, domain, real numbers is the domain. See, q not equal to 0, nothing but x square minus 5x plus 4 not equal to 0. Simplify this quadratic equation. X square minus 4x minus x plus 4 equal to 0. Nothing but x, if you take common, x minus 4 minus 1 x minus 4 equal to 0. So from this what you will get? X minus 4 into x minus 1. So these are all not equal to zeros. So nothing but x not equal to 4 and x not equal to 1. So that means domain of this function is all real numbers except 1 comma 4 or 4 comma 1. But you need to write in flower brackets separated by commas. So let us check. So those all real numbers except 1 comma 4 are not. Substitute 1 here. Substitute 1. First in numerator 1 square 1. 1 plus 3 plus 5 nothing but 8. Sorry, it is 9. In denominator 1 square 1. 1 minus 5 minus 4. Minus 4 plus 4 nothing but 0. 9 by 0 is nothing but undefined. So except those points 1 comma 4, the function will satisfy this condition. So domain is all real numbers except 1 comma 4. Very important for 1 mark and also for a CET question. Next, example number 22. The function f is defined by f of x equal to. Did you observe this pattern? This type of function where you have shown in modulus function, right? Modulus function. What is modulus function? F of x is equal to. So that function only divides into 3 types. One is minus x for x less than 0. 0 when x equal to 0. Positive x when x is greater than 0. So this is nothing but modulus function, right? And again this type of function you have seen in signum function, right? Signum function. What is that signum function? F of x equal to minus 1 for x less than 0. 0 for x equal to 0 and it is 1 when x is greater than 0. So clearly you can tell range of this function is minus 1, 0, 1 only. Why? Because for all less than 0, minus 1, equal to 0, all greater than 0, it is 1. Range is minus 1, 0, 1. Domain for both is real numbers. Right? Next, when it comes to this function, so it clearly indicates that for all x less than 0 values, nothing but for negative numbers, which function you need to take? Function will become 1 minus x. Forget about this. When you take any x value, nothing but x, nothing but this is belongs to real numbers. Now, if you take any less than 0 values, function will be 1 minus x, not 1 and x plus 1. But when you take x equal to 0, the function will become 1. When you take any number greater than 0, the function will become x plus 1 but not 1 minus x. Remember, right? By these three functions, it will combinedly consider as f of x. Now, by using this condition, we need to draw graph of f of x. Right? See. Given f of x equal to 1 minus x for x less than 0, 1 for x equal to 0 and x plus 1 when x is greater than 0. So these are very easy concepts, but you need to focus. Next step. How to draw graph easily? So when we know domain values, after substituting domain values, if we get range, easily we can draw. Right? For example, I will take first negative values. I will take f of minus 2. F of minus 2, nothing but this is x value. X value positive or negative or 0? Negative. Negative means this condition, function will become 1 minus of minus 2. Function will become 1 minus x. But x value is minus 2. So 1 minus of minus 2 will give 3. Next, f of minus 1 negative. So 1 minus of minus 1 is 2. Next, f of 0 I will take. F of 0 means it is equal to 1. Next, f of 1 I will take. F of 1 is greater than 0. 1 plus 1, nothing but 2. F of 2 equal to what? 2 plus 1, 3. If you observe here, 0 means what? 0 means it is 1. 0 means 1. Next, minus 1 means? Minus 1 means it is 2. So as it is 1, this is 2, this is 3 like that. This is 1, 2, 3. So minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. So for minus 2 we are getting 3. Minus 2 means 3. Minus 1 means 2. Minus 1 means 2. So 0 means 1. 1 means what? 2. 2 means 3. 3 means 4. Minus 3 means 4. Like that we are getting. So if we join all those points, so this is the graph of the function. So it looks like modulus function only, right? But modulus function, that vertex will be at 0. But this function at 1. Vertex is nothing but the turning point. Nothing but where that graph lower edge we consider as vertex here. So what is the scale here? Scale is on x-axis 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit. On y-axis 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit. See, whenever you draw graph, better you write scale, right? So and also you mention x and x dash. This is y and this is y dash. This is origin point 0, 0, right? So these are the types of questions. What we have done, the problems all are based on miscellaneous examples. In next session, we will do problems based on miscellaneous exercise. So pause the video and note it down. And so today there will be an assignment of 2 to 3 problems I will give. So after that, enjoy the evening. Have a nice day.